Good day to our professor, Dr. Lee Fu Lee, and to my fellow students here. This is Utkarsh Kumar. Today, we're going to be embarking on a journey through the fascinating world of social media, its history, and its profound impact on our lives in the workplace. But before we get into our presentation and research, a little background on social media. Our story begins with the social media platform that pioneered them all, 6degrees.com, which emerged in 1997. Following it, many other social media platforms had their rise and fall in different waves and phases. We start with the 2000s wave, where Friendster, MySpace, Facebook, YouTube were the social media giants of the 2000s. They allowed us to connect, share, and build online communities, shaping the landscape we know today. Then came the 2010s wave, which brought a surge of visual content with Instagram, Snapchat, Vine, TikTok, and others, transforming how we express ourselves and communicate. And now, as we step into the 2020s, we see the emergence of promising projects like Blue Sky and Threads. They hold the potential to redefine the future of social media. Social media has become quite ubiquitous in our lives, revolutionizing how we connect, gather information, and express ourselves. It has transformed businesses and marketing akin to historical communication milestones like the printing press or television. It has also become a primary source of news, offering real-time updates and diverse perspectives, revolutionizing journalism and democratizing information flow. Now let's dive into the heart of our discussion. We'll explore key challenges of employees' social media usage within organizations and seek answers to our research question. What are the ethical and legal implications of employees' social media usage within organizations, and how can companies develop effective policies and organizational strategies to navigate these issues while respecting cultural and social norms?
Hello everyone, this is Alvee Islam and I'm going to talk about the analysis part we have done for this report. So to start with, we have done stakeholder analysis, then social and cultural issues, ethical issues, legal issues, and also organizational issues. I'm going to talk about the stakeholder analysis first. I have divided the stakeholder group in different parts and also talked about their concerns and interests. Firstly, the employees part. The employees have maybe worried about their right to privacy, their ability to express themselves freely, and how social media regulation would affect their personal lives while working. Employees have a huge influence because collectively they wield a significant power, since their decisions and behaviors have a direct impact on social's reputation, on company's reputation in public eye and its legal status. Then comes human resource and management division. The management and human resource division have issues about preserving a satisfying work environment, making sure all legal requirements are made, safeguarding the company's brand. Due to their role in creating and implementing social media's uses and policies and plans, they have a huge amount of power. Thirdly, compliance officers and legal counsels. The legal counsel and compliance officers' primary goals are making sure that the company's social media policies are in accordance with the applicable laws and regulations. They try to reduce the risk and obligation associated with the law. So by offering advice on legal implications and assisting in defining the organization's strategy for using social media, they have a significant amount of influence. Then comes the clients and customers. The customers and clients have questions about the company's moral behavior, privacy protection, and data security. They anticipate the corporations have a credible and expert social presence. The influence of clients and customers are immense because the reputation and general success of any companies are influenced by its customers and clients. The company's employees' actions on social media have impact on how customers view their company. The governmental and regulatory entities comes next. The regulatory agencies and governmental entities have concern about ensuring that companies follow the law and moral principle while using the social media. They seek to safeguard data privacy and also consumers' right. Since the regulatory agencies and government entities have the power to censure, penalize, and take legal actions against the companies that deserve social media's law, they have a huge impact on any organizations. Next comes the shareholder. The shareholders of the company are the internal shareholders who hold a significant financial interest in the organization. So there are concerns regarding employees' use of social media within the organization revolved around how it impacts a company's financial performance, reputation, and long-term sustainability. Last but not the least, the board members. The board members are responsible for overseeing the company's strategy, direction, and governance. They have a vested interest in ensuring that the social media uses of employees and others aligns with the company's goals and ethical standards. The board members can influence the development and enforcement of social media policies and may also set the tone for ethical and responsible social media behavior within the organizations. Their concerns are often closely tied to the risk management and corporate governance. So to design a successful rules and strategies involving the employees and other staff's uses of social media within the organization while maintaining a cultural and social norm, it is essential to comprehend the concerns and influence of various stakeholders. Next, I'm going to talk about the social and cultural issues. The utilization of social media by employees within the organizational environments can endanger a wide range of social and also cultural issues, which may affect both individual employees and also the overall company. So, the several issues that are presented are: the first one is misrepresentation of company's values. Misrepresentation of company business values can occur when employees engage in online activity that is inconsistent with the organization or company's stated views and principles. These have a negative impact on perception of the company. The publication of inappropriate and offensive material by employees has a potential adversely affect the reputation of organization, resulting in public criticism and harm to its brand identity. Secondly, the conflict with organizational culture. The use of social media by employees may potentially lead to conflicts and unrest within the workplace due to the disparity with the existing organizational culture. Employees differing opinions may cause divisions within teams, harming teamwork and nature of the workplace. Finally, the exposure of confidential information, whether accident or unintentional, disclosing private firm information on social media have a serious effects, including lost competitive advantage, harm business plans. When employees are inadequately trained in training sensitive data on social media platforms, this problem becomes much more severe. There are three key points that elaborate on these issues, and we also offer some suggestion how businesses should address them in a way that is respectful of culture and societal norms. So the first one is privacy and data security concerns. The concerns about employees' social media use impacts on privacy and data security must be addressed by business and organizations. They must establish thorough guidelines that define what information can be shared both internally and outside. The second one is cultural sensitivity. On social media platforms, businesses must create policies that support cultural sensitivity and tolerance. This entails providing staff with education regarding cultural disparities, promoting the practice of respectful communication, and discouraging any manifestation of discrimination or bias in online engagements. And finally comes balancing personal and professional boundaries. Companies and businesses should set up rules that enable employees to use social media in a way that balances their personal and professional life. Employees should be encouraged to keep their personal and work accounts separate to reduce the possibilities of conflict between personal beliefs and also company's principles. Thank you.
Hi, hello, I'm Towsif Tazwar Zia. I'm going to talk about the ethical and legal implications of employees' social media use within companies. So, as you can see, there are a couple of points under the ethical issues. Those are privacy and surveillance, confidentiality and data security, cyberbullying and harassment, social media policy and compliances. So, privacy and surveillance is employers may be inclined to engage in the monitoring of their workers' social media activities as a means of safeguarding against the dissemination of confidential company information or participation in inappropriate conduct. Nevertheless, this phenomenon might give rise to apprehensions regarding the protection of individual private rights and the degree to which companies can encroach upon personal lives of their employees. Second point is cyberbullying and harassment. The utilization of social media by employees has potential to facilitate instances of bullying or harassment against their colleagues, thereby establishing a climate within the workplace that is characterized by hostility. It is imperative for organizations to proactively address these behaviors to establish and maintain a workplace environment that is both safe and characterized by mutual respect. Then comes confidentiality and data security. On social network sites, the employees may inadvertently or purposefully reveal confidential company informations. This may occur whether the employee is using the site for personal or professional purposes. This issue has potential to result in violation of standards for the data security, which may then have adverse effect on the reputation of an organization. Uh, then comes social media policy and compliances. Frequently, businesses will decide to set social media rules to manage the behavior of their employees on various social media sites. Instances in which employees fail to comply with company policies or demonstrate a lack of understanding might give rise to ethical uh, conundrums. The legal standing of the organization and its brand reputation could both suffer as a result of the scenario, which is one of the potential outcomes. Now, let's move on to the second part, that is legal issues. So, employment legal issues has some points. Those are employment law and discrimination, intellectual property infringement, privacy and data protection. So the first point goes like employment law and discrimination. Workers can use social media platform to publish content as the like that has the potential to be discriminatory, harassing, or defamatory towards their co-workers, customers, or the company as whole. This behavior could be carried out by employees themselves. It is possible to give rise to legal charges of employment discrimination, harassment, or formation of a hostile work environment if you engage in such acts. So we should refrain ourselves from this kind of acts. Intellectual property and infringement. It's basically allegations of intellectual property infringement may arise if employees utilize their personal social media platforms to disseminate content that is safeguarded by intellectual property rights, divulge confidential information, or release private data. This case potentially involves violation of intellectual property rights, including copyright, trademark, or trade secret infringements. Last is privacy and data protection. There is a potential danger for employees of a firm in an advertently breach privacy regulations when they choose to disclose sensitive or confidential content on social media platforms. Furthermore, enterprises that engage in excessive surveillance of their employees' online behavior or request access to their workers' social media profiles may be potentially breach privacy and data protection laws. Thank you.
Next, we shall be delving into organizational challenges of social media usage at work. First, excessive social media usage during work hours hampers productivity, creating interruptions and reduced efficiency, necessitating a focus on work time. Second, negative employee posts can damage the organization's reputation. Clear guidelines and monitoring are essential for reputation management. Third, unfavorable online content can deter potential employees and impact retention. Maintaining a positive online presence is difficult but vital for attracting and retaining talent. Fourth, questions about content ownership made by employees can lead to confusion. Clear content ownership policies are needed. And lastly, in crisis situations tied to employees' social media activity, organizations face challenges in maintaining this situation. Now, looking at some potential resolutions for some of the points that we have analyzed. First, to address stakeholder concerns, we propose maintaining and updating social media policies accessible to all employees while conducting regular ethics training and establishing a crisis management plan for online crises, as well as implementing monitoring tools for social media activities and engaging with employees, clients, and customers to gather feedback. and also using this feedback to make informed improvements to policies and practices. For ethical concerns, we shall consider these solutions. Implementing social media ethics training to help employees understand the consequences of their online behavior, establishing anonymous whistleblowing platforms for ethical violations, forming a cross-functional ethics committee to review reported ethical violations, assess the severity, and provide recommendations for corrective actions, periodically engaging with external ethics auditors to conduct thorough audits of the organization's adherence to ethical standards. Then, to address the social and cultural issues previously highlighted, organizations should develop cultural sensitivity training where they shall promote and encourage respectful communication on social media platforms and provide reporting mechanisms for any manifestation of discrimination or bias. These organizations should also develop and communicate clear guidelines for employees to separate their personal and professional social media accounts, encouraging respectful and harmonious online interactions. For legal issues, organizations should consider the following measures: legal compliance training covering data privacy laws, intellectual property rights, and other relevant legal topics. Organizations should also appoint and train data protection officers for ensuring compliance with data privacy laws. They should conduct regular audits to assess the organization's compliance with relevant laws and regulations, and they should engage with legal counsel to review and validate the organization's social media policies to ensure alignment with current legal standards and trends. For resolutions to organizational issues, organizations should allocate specific times for social media usage during work hours, reducing distractions during critical projects. They should establish clear guidelines for employees, emphasizing the importance of separating personal and professional online personas. Organizations should utilize social media monitoring tools to address negative or controversial posts promptly as well. They should provide online training programs to guide employees on creating and maintaining a professional online presence aligned with the organization's values. They should define intellectual property ownership clearly in employment contracts and implement a content review process for employee-generated content. They should also develop comprehensive crisis response plans while conducting mock drills for crisis simulations and providing communication guidelines for employees during crises. Next, now we're going to be looking at some implementation strategies for our given recommendations. To address the concerns of stakeholders and foster responsible online behavior, organizations should consider the following strategies. They should maintain and regularly update clear social media policies with easy access for employees. They should conduct regular training sessions for ethics using interactive material. They should establish a crisis management team with defined roles, responsibilities, and conduct drills with them, as well as have a crisis management plan. Then they should implement monitoring tools to track trends and gather and implement feedback from employees, clients, and customers. Addressing ethical issues related to social media usage is vital for a responsible organizational culture. Organizations should implement the following strategies. They should develop online ethics training with real-life scenarios and assessments to ensure employee comprehension of ethical principles. They should establish and promote anonymous reporting mechanisms to encourage transparencies. They should form an ethics committee with cross-functional representation to review reported ethical violations and provide recommendations for corrective actions. They should also periodically engage with external auditors to conduct impartial audits of the organization's adherence to ethical standards. Next, fostering cultural sensitivity and respect on social media is crucial for organizational inclusivity. Consider the following strategies for the social and cultural recommendations provided. Organizations should develop online modules with real-life scenarios to highlight the importance of cultural sensitivity in online interactions. They should integrate diversity and inclusion training into organizational culture, as well as implement reporting mechanisms for manifestation of discrimination or bias in online interactions. Organizations should develop and communicate clear guidelines for employees to separate personal and professional social media accounts, as well as encourage self-assessments to ensure online behavior aligns with the company's principles. To ensure legal compliance and protection, organizations should implement the following strategies. They should provide regular training on legal implications of social media usage, data privacy laws, and intellectual property rights. They should appoint and train data protection officers responsible for ensuring compliance and providing guidance on legal matters related to social media. They should conduct periodic legal audits to assess the organization's compliance with relevant laws and regulations, and they should engage with legal counsel to review and update the organization's social media policies. Navigating an organizational challenge related to social media may require the following strategies: boosting productivity by providing employees with training in time management and productivity, doing reputation management alongside content creation workshops to ensure that there's no content that can harm the recruitment and retention of employees, addressing intellectual property and content ownership issues via a clear content review process and employee acknowledgement, and conducting mock drills for preparedness and providing clear communication guidelines to ensure effective crisis management. In conclusion, our journey through the world of social media has exposed a complex landscape of challenges and opportunities. By implementing the proposed solutions and strategies, organizations can navigate these issues, safeguard their reputation, and create more responsible and inclusive digital ecosystems that adapt to evolving digital challenges. Thank you so much for your attention, and I'm open to any questions or discussions you may have on this important topic.